It's the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Great to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks going up against the New Orleans Pelicans. Looking at the last game for the Pelicans, it was a loss to the Trailblazers in Portland. Playing above 500 in the last few weeks, not bad. They'd like to do better. We'll see if they can add a win tonight. And a true star on display tonight, as we'll get a chance to see Anthony Davis. He does so much out there. Shaq, what makes him so difficult to match up with?
Before I answer that question, Ernie, I want you to rub my hand.
I will do nothing of the
Just,
sort.
Ernie, trust me.
Trust
I
me.
needed to
There.
make my point.
I'm just touching your hand.
Feel that, Ernie?
Yes, I do.
It's like his jump shot, silky and soft.
Ooh,
He can get it over anyone. Stop touching me now, Ernie. He also can put it on the floor and beat most players his size off the dribble. But that jumper reminds me of my skin. Silky, sexy, and smooth.
Wow, I'm glad I'm 2 seats away. But I'll tell you what, he simply moves better than most people at his position. You know, his fluidity, his footwork, second to none in that position. And yes, silky smooth. I don't know, Ernie, you can only attest to this, like Shaq's hands and skin, but very so. Very good.
Look, all I can say right now is I wish I were anywhere but here.
The Mavericks look to take charge at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, and we're going to bring it to you live. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge from the sideline. So for the Mavericks, their last game, a win against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
Yeah, the confidence just exuding in that performance on the offensive end. I mean, really illustrates how this team clicks when guys are communicating and executing as a cohesive unit.
You know, they completely dominated the pace at which this was played. They scored at will, and it was on the road, even more impressive.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, Mavs head coach Rick Carlisle is known for his command of X's and O's, and he demands the same from his players. He tests them with tablets. They're shown a clip, it freezes, and then they're asked what they should do next. Zaza Pachulia said, I was like, come on, a test? I did this in school, but not in basketball. But it works. You take the tests, and you start to remember things better. Kevin?
Great stuff, D.A., thank you. And the way a team plays early, Doris, can be vastly different than how they finish a season.
Well, you know, anything can happen over the course of a 6 to 7 month season. 1, trades. 2, injuries. Has a rookie sort of played a bigger part in your success than maybe you thought? I think what happens early can define what happens late.
Well, injuries and trades are two very disruptive things that teams have got to deal with.
I think to adjust on the fly to new personnel, whether be it because, as you say, whether it's an injury or whether it's a trade, I think that's a very hard dynamic. So if you've established habits early, it helps smooth that over.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So the Pelican 5 right now. At small forward, it's Cunningham with Davis at the 4. Thompson is out there with Holiday, and it's Cousins in at the center.
Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
Yeah, he's playing with some energy here early, and let's see if he stays aggressive and continues to attack the 10.
Now here's Matthews, and another shot, and there's the nice layup by Barnes. Barnes has got his first points of the night.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
That's just laziness on the part of the defense, not hustling to get to the boards.
Here's Cousins. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Trailblazers in Portland.
And guys, he was also huge on defense, turning away 2 shots and altering countless more. Boy, not a bad beginning. 3 for 4 from the floor. Pretty good start.
Dallas on defense. 4-point game. And Thompson kicks to Davis. Here is Cunningham, covered by Barnes. Screened by Cousins. Holiday dishes to Cousins. And Cousins throws it down.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here's Curry. coming off a solid outing against Cleveland. And New Orleans pushing it up now. And Thompson gets it to go in on the assist by Cousins.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, and he's not going to let an opportunity like that get away. I mean, he's just going to go hard to the bucket.
Holiday against Matthews. Six to shoot. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Thompson. Cunningham kicks to Holiday. Oh, that's blocked. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. It's good from long range.
Boy, that's 4 for 5. Terrific start for this offense.
Come to me.
Outside, Davis. And Thompson kicks to Davis. Holiday, the pass to Cousins. For three. Holiday with another miss. Mavericks leading by 3. Matthews dishes to Nowitzki. Another three for Dallas.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Davis sets a screen. Down low. Layup off the pick. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that one.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup. And Anthony Davis last season signing a contract extension, the richest contract in NBA history at that point, $145 million over 5 years. He'd already become a superstar player, now freed from the rookie scale. He's finally paid that.
First free throw is good. You talk about the big contract for Davis, a lot of money for a young guy, but you don't much worry that he'll get his priorities, Greg, twisted.
A great point, Kevin. He's a team-first guy, all about winning, and he doesn't take it for granted. He didn't have all the hype growing up, but now he's living a dream, and he knows it. But he aspires to be great, and he's not settling for anything else. And it's pretty impressive seeing how Anthony Davis has been able to put on muscle since he came into the league. A skinny 215-pounder when he came in. He says the extra strength has been a big factor in terms of his growth as a player.
Good point. Holiday loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
You know, probably could have set that screen with a little more force, but it got him just enough room to be able to finish.
Dishes to Noel. That one doesn't go. And New Orleans will come the other way. And one of the things, Greg, that's been impressive to watch about Anthony Davis's development, he continues to put the time in, work in, staying in the weight room. You talked about it before, adding that muscle.
Great point. And you knew he had the frame to carry more weight. Just look at those broad shoulders. A lot of it actually was just eating it. He had to make sure he was eating the right things. But after that, it was about eating in volume.
Our kind of guy. Dwight Powell's checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. New Orleans shooting their third free throw shot of the game. That free throw good from Cousins. And for the Mavericks, Doris, some tough luck with injuries over the last few seasons, sapping their strength come playoff time.
I think, Kevin, they need everything to bounce their way to make a deep playoff run. They're hoping the basketball gods are a little more forgiving this time around.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And Holiday kicks to Davis. Shot from 12. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Listen, it's hard to defend this guy effectively no matter who you are. He is that skilled.
Curry passes to Matthews. There's a screen by Noel. And here's Barnes for three. Kept alive. Another shot. And that one's good. Noel's got his second basket of the game.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Holiday dishes to Cousins. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. 7 points here for Cousins.
Not much defense to speak of yet here, guys.
Now, if you're a fan of offense, you've got no objections to what's going on. Everyone's a fan of offense.
The Pelicans have gotten 7 of their first 10 attempts to fall so far. Excellent pace to their offense. The pass to Davis. Cunningham kicks to Holiday. There's the dish to Thompson. New Orleans moving it around. 5 to shoot. Just his first attempt. And the Pelicans get it back. That shot, no good. The Mavericks have gone 8 of 12 on field goal attempts so far. No one near Curry as he lets it go. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Holiday with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. Here's Thompson. Here's Cousins, and Cousins throws it down.
And, guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, his reputation. Grinding away, 100% effort all the time.
So much tenacity. Really tries to outwork everyone around him.
You think about DeMarcus Cousins. Every time you feel like he's kind of nearing his ceiling, he just explodes through it. I mean, some of the stat lines he put up, they're legendary. And if he weren't already difficult enough to defend, last year he added the ability to stroke that three-pointer. I mean, you're talking about a 7-footer with the complete repertoire on the offensive end.
Dallas has gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Curry passes to Barnes. They set the pick. The feed to Powell. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. And talking about Cousins' new outside shot, he hadn't taken more than 22 three-pointers in an entire season before last year. Quite a change.
Yeah, everything Cousins is doing skill-wise on the money. Maybe you'd like for him to shoot for a higher field goal percentage, but that could be nitpicking. The important thing is the total effect he has on his team.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. He hits both from the stripe. Dorsey spent a lot of time covering basketball in the Big East back at Providence. You were all Big East as well. Who are some of your favorite NBA players to come out of that terrific conference?
Well, the 2 guys that come to mind are Chris Mullin and Patrick Ewing. Now, I was a Georgetown Hoya fan because I love John Thompson. He's a Providence College grad. And I told Chris Mullin that he was absolutely horrified. He said, DB, how could you be a fan of the Georgetown Hoyas and all that Hoya paranoia? I said, Chris, I loved your sweet stroke, but the Hoyas were my team.
Such a physical conference, too. And I think they brought a whole new texture to the game of college basketball.
Oh, there's no question. To me, that's when I became a fan of college basketball. I chose Providence College because I was a Big East fan.
No kidding.
Oh, no question about it.
I think about Dave Gavitt, too. The late, great Dave Gavitt. I know you knew him. You respect him. His legacy lives on.
You know, Kevin, the thing about Dave Gavitt is he's one of the rarest type of individuals, those with vision.
Well said. Now here's Powell. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
The other thing I thought was big, guys, was the incredible night he had on the glass. No one wanted any part of him down there.
Here's Moore. The lead is 2. Pondexter dishes to Moore. There's a screen by Modi Yunus. The 3 from Hill. But they'll get another chance. Here's Pondexter, and it's blocked. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Powell for 3. Rebounded by Moore. And here's New Orleans now. They're on a 14-6 run. And fouled hard that time. They'll get to the line and shoot 2. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for the Mavericks.
And the long-range game, a staple for them offensively. It's clear they embrace the value
of that extra point and spacing the floor, something they look to do every time they're on the court.
The first one falls.
And for the Pelicans, to me, one of the things that's kept them out of the upper echelon are really a couple things. It's been their struggles on the defensive end and injuries. I mean, this is a team that has the length and the athleticism, and that's an area where you knew they could make some improvement. So last season was a bit of a disappointment.
And for the Pelicans, great length in the front court. Greg, where do they need to get better defensively?
Kevin, I think the wing spots, that's where they really need a stopper. They had more offensively oriented players out there, and with the rise of the three ball, length and tenacity on the perimeter becomes so important.
Good point. And the basket by Harris.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Pondexter kicks to Moore. In the corner, Moniunas with it. A Sheik, the kick out to Hill. Misses the three. The Mavericks trail it. Harris passes to Powell. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
What's that? Well, Powell's low post game, growing by leaps and bounds, does a great job getting around the defense.
And another young Canadian making a name for himself, Dwight Powell, the 45th pick in the 2014 draft. He played at Stanford and showing that he's, Doris, a player to watch.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, basically a throw-in in that Rajon Rondo trade, but the 6'11", athletic big man has some shooting touch, and he just needs to fill out that frame so that he can absorb an 82-game schedule in the NBA.
And Doris, the Mavericks is such an energetic organization. They leave no stone unturned, and you look at the fan experience here at the American Airlines Center. It's second to none.
I agree, Kevin. They've made it their mission to engage the fans at all times, and ownership saying they want it to feel like a great wedding, just a celebration. You hear a lot of teams talk about smartphone integration, this and that. They don't want people looking at their devices. They want them looking up.
And the first one drops. Both free throws good from Hill.
Yeah, shooting free throws among the many things he does well.
He's guarded by Hill. Pass to Harris. They set the screen. Passes it to Measuring. Pelicans with the rebound. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
The inability to make threes in that game, because they took a lot of them, I think, is why they ended up on the short end of the stick.
Well, their percentage from downtown is abysmal. I think that they felt the shots would eventually start dropping, and that's a dangerous gamble, as they found out.
To the inside. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and two shots coming up. And so many different personalities in the NBA, Doris. We've gotten to know a lot of them. Who stands out as being some of the great players just to talk about the game within this league?
Well, LeBron James, I think, does a really nice job for me of answering questions in a very thoughtful manner. You'll see him just take a second to process whatever it is I've asked, and then really try to give the fan at home a sense of what he was thinking in that particular matchup.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
He's a very, as you know, such a cerebral player, and that translates to the postgame.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
I think Powell is an exciting prospect, has a phenomenal understanding of the game. I think he'll make big improvements with time.
Now here's Moore. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Hill. He can't get it to go. And it's Dallas the other way. Harris outside. It's stolen. Now here's Hill, the fast break opportunity. And the shot goes down. Hill's got it all tied up now for the Pelicans.
Boy, that's fast break basketball at its absolute best. Outstanding assist to finish it off.
Barea dishes to Powell. Feeds to Harris. Dallas moving the ball around. And the basket good by Measuring.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, for New Orleans, shooting the ball to the tune of 41% from the field so far. Moore. And a strong finish with two hands.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Yeah, he's rising to the occasion as you're trying to keep pace on the scoreboard.
But they recover it. Count that one. Measury's got his second basket of the night.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
And Moore kicks to Hill. Back to Moore. He dishes it to Usher. Here's Pondexter. Guarded by Harris. Here's Hill. And the shot is good. Dropping in off the front of the rim. Hill's got 6.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Come on, as a defender, you have got to fight harder to get through that screen and stay with your man.
And now Moore pushing it up. Nope.
Stop it!
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
And that last replay courtesy of Villa. Barea, no good.
And they have a narrow edge here in rebounding early on, and you wonder what kind of a role that's going to play moving forward. I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
The big guy showing off his range on that jumper.
Harris passes to Barea. High, arcing shot, and no good trying to get that one. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Pelicans lead by 4 and will return shortly. And one of the rising stars in the NBA is Anthony Davis. His offensive game is growing by leaps and bounds, and he talked about his area of focus.
A lot of face-up, like to do the one dribble pull-up. You like to do the one dribble fade back off one leg. I haven't got there yet, but catching the ball at the elbow, catching the ball at the nail.
Well, I'll tell you could be here an awfully long time if we're going to list all the different moves Anthony Davis can hurt you with.
Yeah, the Brow definitely has the full toolkit available to him. Tools a lot of guys don't learn to use till much later in their careers, really, if at all.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
Really active hands early on here as they're able to acquire several steals.
The activity allowing them to pressure the ball, jump into passing lanes, anything they're doing to disrupt the offense.
Harrison Barnes is out there with Nowitzki. Then it's Curry. Then it's Matthews. And it's Noel in at the 5 spot. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. The Pelicans have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
And that one falls for Davis. And for NBA teams, the hardest thing to do is to get superstar talent, obviously. The Pelicans have that in Anthony Davis. How, Greg, do you think they build around him?
Well, a big part of it is just him staying healthy. I mean, we all know this is the team that's had horrible luck in that regard. Now they're shaping personnel to fit the new coaching staff. A bit more shooting, more depth. I think that's going to be key.
Well, we've seen a lot of players come and go in the NBA, Doris, and for the players that have a great career, what is the common aspect that threads these great players in your mind together?
Two things, talent and work ethic.
Well said. Here's Holiday. The Mavericks making the shot. He feeds it to Cousins. Thompson dishes to Davis. Back to Thompson. He kicks it to Davis. Low block shot on the way. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Holiday. He showed up every night and some noteworthy performances over the last month. He's averaging 15 points a game, 8 assists, and just over 2 steals. And he's a real threat defensively. You look at his steals during this stretch, always lurking for the smallest mistake.
The first one falls.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Measury, he's checked in for Dallas. He's perfect from the line this time. Mavericks trail by 6. And we've played through the first minute here in the second. Matthews sets a screen for Curry. Here's Barnes, and it's Barnes slapping it down.
Wow, look at how quick he flashes to the rim there for the finish.
Thompson outside from past the arc. Barnes grabs the miss. The Mavericks shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, Andrew Bogut is an elite defensive big man. He said, where I affect the game is the little things. Blocking shots, being a good help side guy, communicating, setting good screens, just doing little things that don't show up on the stat sheet. Kevin, when he sees opponents hesitate to go inside, that's when he knows he's doing a good job.
Thanks, D.A. He's a presence. Here's Holiday after Wesley Matthews score, and he gets the bucket.
Just deadly from mid-range. He's got such a great feel for that shot.
Mavericks trail by 4. They set the pick. Curry kicks to Barnes. Back to Curry. Pass to Noel. From deep. Offensive rebound. Measury, the pass to Curry. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper. New Orleans leading by 4. And Holiday kicks to...
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. And so here is Dallas following the score by New Orleans. Measury, the pass to Noel. Shot clock at 5. Down it goes, his third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And Holiday kicks to Thompson. To the middle, here's Davis. It's tipped. And stolen by Cousins. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Curry with it. And Holiday picks him up defensively. Nobody near Barnes. Off target from three-point range.
Well, no threes for him in the second after drilling one in the first.
Here's Cousins, and Cousins throws it down.
And Kevin, plays like that are really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Look at them. They are really into it.
The other bench deflated because that was a rough sequence for the defense. They hated to give up those points, but did nothing to stop it.
Pelicans leading by 6. Outside Holiday. And the rejection by Noel. It's up a 3. And Matthews gets it to go. Matthews has got 7 points in the game.
That's a terrific looking pull-up jumper from Matthews. So quick on the draw. And you think of guys who are 3-and-D wings. Wes Matthews, throughout his career, has been one of the league's best. A prolific shooter and tremendously physical on both ends of the floor.
Count it.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Curry dishes to Noel. Inside. And the dunk by Barnes.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. And Wesley Matthews very capable from long range, but that's not all he does offensively, Doris.
No, Kevin, he's gotten much better attacking the closeout and stepping in to hit that mid-range jumper. He also looks to use his strength, going to work on the low block.
Here's Davis. It's rebounded by Dallas. Measury's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
Boy, his shot's a little off tonight, but they're out in front because other guys are stepping up.
Here's Holiday, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And you think back to 2011, the Mavericks win the title, but they let a lot of those players go to free up cap space and pursue bigger names. In hindsight, Norris, do you think that was a mistake?
Well, it's a difficult thing when you know a player is on the back 9 of their career, and they might have held on to Tyson Chandler. You know, he had some great years in New York, but I think they caught lightning in a bottle in 2011. I'm not sure they could have easily repeated. I understand why they decided not to rest on their laurels.
And the first one drops. And so he's able to get 1 of 2. Mavericks trail by 4. Outside Curry. Barnes outside. Picked his pocket. And now the Pelicans on the break. Holiday is running. Out to Thompson. Puts up a 3. Cousins, the pass to Holiday. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for 1 more.
Boy, spotted his teammate on the move, put the assist perfectly placed out in front of him, leading him right to the rack.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Berea's checked in. The Pelicans also changing it up. Monty Eunice is checked in for Anthony Davis, and it's Hill in for Dante Cunningham. And DeMarcus Cousins, such a polarizing figure for coaches and fans alike, and this is dating back to his college days, even at Kentucky.
Yeah, maturing some, but obviously that fire burns bright within him. His passion is what helps fuel that production, especially when you start comparing him to other true centers.
Now here's Barnes. 14 points from him the last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. The kick out to Hill. Outside Holiday. New Orleans moving the ball around. Got a piece of it. Matthews with the steal. And Matthews throws it down.
How about the long arms of Matthews, allowing him to pick the D's pocket and finish in transition.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Looking who's out there now for the Pelicans. Omer Asher. He's checked in for Cousins. Pondexter comes in for Hollis Thompson. And Moore subbed in for Drew Holiday. Pondexter with it. Guarded by Harris. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And a look here at the shot chart
And when you come into a game with the mindset of going right at the rim and not settling for outside shots, this is what your shot chart will look like. Every chance they've had to either attack the paint or play back to the basket, they've taken it, and it's been a complete success thus far.
And he knocks down the first one. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Mavericks trail by 7. Barea kicks to measure. Stolen by Ashik. To the inside.
Oh! Get out of the way!
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
Here's Harris following the score by New Orleans. Powell for 3. Eunice grabs the miss. Pelicans leading by 9. Here's Pondexter. Here's the 2K leaderboard. These teams have been fantastic from three-point land in the last 10. 5th, the Mavericks.
You know, they've certainly been knocking down threes at a high rate. You can just see their confidence growing.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And he's there at 71 from the line this season, probably below where you'd like to see him.
Free throw good, Pondexter. And so he makes both from the line. Mavericks trail by 11. And here's Barea. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. On the wing, Harris. Clock at 6. Stolen by Ashik. One-on-one here. It's stolen by Barea. And it's Etuan Moore with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Dallas has gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. There's a screen. And Harris wide open. He shoots.
Just has lost the feel in terms of scoring here in the second quarter.
Yeah, hard for them to shave this deficit when they've got him shooting such a low percentage.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
On the wing, Harris to end the run. Good as Barea who picks up the assist.
Sort of an unlikely shot there. Didn't expect him to make it, but hey, he must be feeling it. It's amazing to me how consistently Rick Carlisle gets the best out of his talent. He makes the most of his players' strengths, masks their weaknesses as well as anybody can.
Screen by Ashik. Here's Pondexter, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
Yeah, they may have gotten the feeling he would dish it off, but he had a surprise for them.
And the Mavericks, with Carlisle on the bench, always seem to play to their strengths, their scorer's strength in particular. You think of Monte Ellis, for instance, Doris, when he was there, leading the league in points off the drive.
Well, I think what I like, Kevin, is that he keeps things simple whenever possible. And when he needs to throw in that wrinkle or two, he's terrific at adjustments. We've seen it time and again.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Barea against Moore. Measure misses.
You've got to do better there. There wasn't anyone stopping him in the lane.
Pondexter dishes to Ashik. And then Ashik with the dunk.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. To the paint, here's measuring, and it's blocked. And here comes Moore, leading the fast break. And the Pelicans get it back. Moniunas passes to Moore. Moniunas kicks to Moore. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Look at New Orleans, 4th in the conference, an excellent season so far for them, though they'd like to jump into the top tier, maybe the top 3. And, of course, the Mavericks. Not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
And I think for Dallas, they haven't made any of the strides they were hoping to see prior to the season. Again, hanging around at the bottom of the standings.
And with one eye already on the offseason, I would guess they start tinkering with lineups, different personnel combinations as this season wraps up. That way they can start forming a plan for the future.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one. And he sinks the second. 1:21 left to play here in the half. Kicks it to Ashik. And Hill has it in the corner. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. He's had 4 chances at the line, made them all. Mavericks trail by 17.
Well, the former 5th overall pick out of Wisconsin back in 2004, Devin Harris, still effective as a slashing combo guard.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And Harris, not much of a shooter. He's best, Doris, attacking the rim.
Yeah, Kev, I think we're talking about a long-limbed and athletic guy. And defensively, he can guard point guards and 2 guards. Good pickpocket as well. A lot to like here.
And 1:01 left to play here in the second quarter. New Orleans leading by 16. Hill kicks to Moniunas. Outside Hill. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. He's made all 5 of his attempts at the line so far.
And how good has he been at the line?
Free throw drops for Hill.
And doing a good job from the line here in the second quarter.
Both free throws good from Hill.
And just doing a much better job of getting to the line this quarter than he did in the first.
Barea kicks to Measuring. Dishes to Powell. Dallas, no good that time either.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Pondexter with it. Harris is there. Pondexter dishes to Hill. Yes, that goes in. Hill's got 17.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, because of the size difference, that's probably not the one-on-one matchup they'd like to go to very often, but it worked that time.
Yeah, just used his strength there to get the post position without much fight from the defense.
Once they allow him to get that deep, it's over. Turn the lights out.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Pelicans ahead. They lead by 18. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. New Orleans, you guys had a tough time stopping their offense in the first half. What do you have to do differently?
You know, we got to protect the paint. They're getting way too many easy baskets. You know, that's us communication on front and the post and, you know, just communicating a lot more.
We'll see if those changes stick. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. We've been watching a pretty lopsided game through the first half, that's for sure. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined again by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. A competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. That's something they can hang their hat on. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. Kenny, your thoughts? How the Pelicans are playing?
Well, they just about ran their offense to perfection. They pounded the ball inside, and the entry feeds were on time and on the money. It was a clinic to watch. The second half is going to be no contest if they keep getting shots 8 feet and in.
And Shaq, what did you see from Dallas?
This reminds me of myself. They're just giving away points from the free throw line. It's hard to keep pace when you keep putting guys on the line over and over. Being physical is fine, but they were out of control, way too reckless.
So that'll do it for now as we send you courtside with Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K crew for the start of the second half.
Cars crossing back and forth over the Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge as we welcome you back to Dallas. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Pelicans leading by 18. Setting the 4 now for the Pelicans. At small forward, it's Cunningham with Davis at the 4. Holiday out there with Thompson. And it's Cousins in at the 5. Now here is Holiday. Now the pass to Cousins. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
Clearly a foul.
And he makes the first. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for foul. Both free throws good from Cousins. Mavericks trail by 20. Outside Curry. Now the dish to Barnes. Now the feed to Matthews. Teardrop shot and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And Wes Matthews suffering a torn Achilles 2 seasons ago. Despite that, the Mavericks, Doris, gave him a 4-year max contract going into last season.
I think what they were doing, Kevin, was betting on his toughness. And you think about, he was back in action surprisingly quickly, but wasn't as effective last season. And he'll have to continue to improve his play to justify that top dollar contract.
That one misses.
Well, Wes Matthews, the prototypical 3-and-D guy, an amazing perimeter scorer who loves playing on the defensive end.
Here is Cunningham, and it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Shot from the wing, and the shot falls short this time.
You're always surprised when he misses that kind of look, whether the defense is on him or not.
From outside, off the mark.
Almost seemed like he was overthinking that shot. Such a wide open look.
Cunningham gets the bucket.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Curry passes to Barnes. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Barnes has got 11. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Outside Holiday. Cousins with a screen on Curry. And Holiday kicks to Cousins. The three-pointer, no good. Mavericks trailed by 19. Matthews dishes to Curry. Nowitzki for 3. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Here is Cunningham, covered by Barnes. Cunningham gets the bucket.
How much do you love to see the turnaround?
Dallas has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Outside Curry. Inside. Free throw line jump shot. And there's Barnes. That's good on the assist by Curry. Barnes has got 4 points in the quarter. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. And Holiday kicks to Davis. Pass to Cunningham. Davis sets a screen. Out to the right wing. New Orleans moving it around, and it's slammed in by Davis.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But, Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Dallas calls timeout, and going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year.
And they'll be doing their best to establish superiority over this club, something they failed to do a year ago. Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
It's ridiculous to give up that many points in the paint. You know, I think he'd like them to play a bit more physical.
Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Curry kicks to Barnes. To the middle. Makes it off the glass. 8 points for Nerlens Noel.
You know, creating opportunities right there near the bucket like that, that's always a priority. That's good offense.
Outside Holiday. Pass to Cousins. Shoots from the right block, and it comes off the front of the rim.
Boy, the defense did not make it easy for him, even though it was a solid attempt.
Nowitzki outside. And Noel kicks to Barnes. There's a screen by Noel. Nowitzki for 3. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got 11 rebounds in the game. Here's Davis. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Davis has got 13.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he really carried the momentum from the last game right to this one. He is rolling.
Now here's Barnes. He's got 13. Feeds to Curry. 6 on the shot clock. Unable to get that one. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. They'll face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Offensive rebound. Cousins. Great D that time from Curry.
He just didn't have enough strength to complete that shot.
Here's Noel. Here's Nowitzki. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Such a tremendous free throw shooter for his career. 9 times out of 10, Dirk's going to drain it.
And Dirk Nowitzki has said he'd like to play one more season after this one, making it an even 20 years in the NBA.
Well, that would give him a chance to move into the top 5 in scoring. Not that that motivates him, but the Mavs would love to extend his career as long as possible. Trying to assemble the talent so that he can continue on in a reduced role, very much like Tim Duncan and the Spurs.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
Well, Dirk Nowitzki's childhood coach and shot doctor, Holger Gershwinder, has some quirky methods. He used to make Dirk do the split, walk on his hands, play chess, and learn musical instruments, like something you might see in a karate movie. It all came together, though.
And the Mavericks with possession here, following the score by New Orleans. Barnes kicks to Matthews. Up again. Here's Noel. And at last, they get one to fall. Noel's got 10 points in the game. New Orleans leading by 20. Pass to Cousins. Here's Cunningham. A 3-pointer off the mark. Well, we all know that Nowitzki's training methods are incredibly intense, and I don't think a lot of guys are going to follow in the footsteps. It requires a lot of time, a lot of attention, Doris.
Well, Kevin, the other part of that is his training methods are unorthodox. They work a lot on footwork and balance and sort of offhand shooting. But let's remember this. We're talking about one of the all-time great scorers who can shoot with either hand, and that jumper is pure. You know, couldn't agree more with this timeout. There are far too many turnovers to get any kind of offensive rhythm. You're just trying to mix things up here.
And a chance now to review the shot chart.
And looking at this shot chart, you can't help but feel that this entire team has played passively on offense. There has been little to nothing going on at the rim or in the paint for that matter. And when you don't attack the defense and put pressure on them down low, you are making life far too easy on them.
Nowitzki a screen. Here's Noel. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
He's been taking what the defense gives him, shooting a high percentage, and they still trail.
And Nerlens Noel, already an exceptional defender, but his offensive game is still a great work in progress.
Yeah, they're trying to develop his free throw shot, and I think they're hoping his elbow jumper improves along with it. He can already pass and slash from the high post, and if he gets that jumper going, he'll have the makings of a triple threat.
Now here is Holiday. He's got 10. That's tipped. Looking to get back on track here, and it's good on the way in. Holiday's got 12.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
Too many. Simple as that. Their defensive weaknesses are being exposed right now.
Here's Barnes. 13 points in the game. At the elbow, it's Matthews. Shot clock at 5. Here's Curry. They get the rebound. A second chance effort. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. And it's 6 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
That's just great persistence from Nowitzki. Tracks down the offensive board thanks to his outstanding positioning.
Kicks it to Cousins. Back to Holiday. Jacks up a three. Another miss by Holiday.
He's been somewhat off this quarter, but the desire to score is evident.
Curry passes to Matthews. There's a screen by Noel. Back to Curry. To the paint. Inside Leaner. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
For Dallas, they have had 12 attempts at the line, making 8 so far. That's good from Noel. Both teams deciding to change it up. He doesn't get the second one. And Doris, many players have said the league has become softer over the years. In your view, has the league moved away from a physical brand of basketball?
Well, because you've been calling this league longer than I have, I'm throwing this question back at you. You look at a guy with the frame and game of Steph Curry. Could he have been successful in the era that the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat were basically hand-to-hand combat on a nightly basis?
I think he would have found a way. I think it would have been more difficult. Whether he'd be as prolific as now, I don't know. I think the game has the essence of all the best parts of the physicality without being the drudgery of every play being hand-to-hand combat.
I think as a fan, I would agree, because the Showtime Lakers were my favorite team growing up. They played with pace. They played with fluidity. You had the back-to-the-basket center. You had the hyper-athletic power forward. You had Michael Cooper guarding, and you had Byron Scott shooting the ball. I think they had every aspect that you could enjoy from a team standpoint.
Good perspective.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
What a brutal stretch for him, just trying to work his way out of it, which is harder than it sounds.
Another bucket added to the lead. They've been the better team in every facet.
Because of that, they've completely taken the air out of this building. They have done everything necessary to silence this crowd.
And he clearly doesn't like what's going on out there right now.
He's upset. There's no attention to detail over these last couple of minutes.
Powell, he's checked in for the Mavericks.
And a chance here to check out some stats on Omer Ashik. Over the last month, he has been spectacular. He's averaging about 7 points a game, 13 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games. Dominating the glass is his trademark.
Here's Harris. He has 5. He dishes it to Powell. And it's sent back by Hill. Here's Montejunas, and the jam by Montejunas.
And the big lead becomes bigger. They are playing with purpose here tonight, guys.
You'd be hard-pressed to find an area that's been a weak spot for them. Across the board, this has been a dynamic performance.
Now Moore, after Devin Harris's three-pointer that didn't go. Moore dishes to Ashik. Here's Pondexter. Some solid defense from Harris. 9 feet out, and finally drops after rolling around the rim. Pondexter's got his second bucket of the night.
Even though there's a height disadvantage, he's still able to go up and over his man.
He negated size difference through sheer determination. He wasn't going to let a few extra inches bother him.
They need this one, and there's Dirk Nowitzki on the assist by Barea. Barea's got 3 assists tonight. New Orleans has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Pondexter kicks to Moore. Ashik with it. He's got 5. Dishes it to Hill. Moore outside. The tray. It's rebounded by Dallas. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. Barea with the ball. And it's Ejuan Moore with the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. And due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2. And J.J. Barea out of Puerto Rico. Listed at 6 foot. Doris, are you buying that?
Well, Kevin, maybe with his shoes on, but even then, he's probably an inch shy. But listen, Barea uses his quickness and mobility to his advantage, and he's always looking to attack the defense off the pick and roll. Tough guy to contain.
That free throw good from Barea. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Pelicans shooting well, 52% in the third. They came to play offensively in the second half. Ashik, the pass to Pondexter. New Orleans moving the ball around. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Oh, great ball movement there.
.149 left here in the third quarter. Now here's Barea. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. To the left side wing. Shot clock at 6. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. Well, over the course of the last 10 games, these big men have been the NBA's best at the charity stripe. 4th, Dirk Nowitzki.
That is a very confident group of players at the free throw line. We haven't seen them struggle there as some of their brothers in the big man fraternity have.
Not at all. They've got the kind of ability at the line that would be exceptional at any position. You can't defend them as physically as you would some other big men because of just how reliable they are up there.
Free throw good, Nowitzki. And so Nowitzki has both of them. 1:32 left in the third. And Moore kicks to Pondexter. He feeds it to Moore. The pass to Ashik. 6 to shoot from outside the arc. No good from Moore.
Oh, that's a great look at the basket. Sometimes you feel like the shot is good, and it just comes up that much short.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
That's his first personal foul.
First one falls for him. Good on both. 1:02 left to play in the third. He kicks to Pondexter. There's the dish to Moore. To the middle. Here's Hill. Off target at the rim. The Mavericks shooting 35% or so in the third quarter. Whatever they're trying is not working. Back to Barea. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Powell kicks to Nowitzki. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Nowitzki's got 9 points now in just the second half. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. The feed to Ashik. Now Moore. 6 points for him. On there's no luck. Here's Barea. There's the triple. Keeps it alive. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Powell's got 7 points.
I'll tell you, Kevin, you have to love the intensity that Powell plays with on the glass, using that long body to track down those offensive boards.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Pelicans lead by 19. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Mavericks trail by 19. They've got Harrison Barnes. Noel is out there with Nowitzki. Then it's Curry. And it's Matthews in at the 2 guard. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Cunningham dishes it to Holiday. The shot from 20 feet away. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. And the Pelicans lead by 19. The Mavericks shooting 43% for the game. Curry against Holiday. Nowitzki a screen. Here's Barnes. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 5 assists tonight. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Holiday against Curry. Davis, the pass to Holiday. Another miss by Holiday.
He needs to look to try to drive inside and get going. That outside shot is simply not there. Oh, that's unbelievable.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Clock at 6. Here's Noel. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Davis has got 6 rebounds now in the game. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. And out of Georgetown University, Hollis Thompson, a three-point specialist at shooting guard.
Yeah, how about a lanky 6'8"? He's got great length for the position, and that helps him defensively. Primarily a catch-and-shoot guy, not someone you want to rely on to create his own shot.
The first one falls.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
No good on the second free throw. And the NBA allows more fouls than college with 6, but some feel it might not be enough as it affects games too heavily. We lose some of our best players too early, some say. What is the right amount? Too much, too little? What do you think?
Well, I think they're right where they need to be perfectly frank. And if you remember in college basketball, the Big East, when Patrick Ewing was playing there, they went to 6 fouls. And I thought the level of physicality became absurd on the college level. However, it's different on the NBA. I don't think that 6th foul, it's the perfect amount for this league. I get that the fans want the stars to be on the floor. 6 fouls over a 48-minute game is absolutely perfect.
I tell you what, I'd settle for having as many points in this game as he has rebounds.
You know, you have to be an absolutely tireless worker to rack up 20-plus boards.
That's his first personal foul.
And that one falls for Nowitzki. And so he hits both. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Davis sets a screen. And Thompson kicks to Holiday. Davis with a screen on Curry. Holiday dishes to Davis. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
And just a little bit ragged defensively.
Been the story all too often for them today. Too disorganized, not playing cohesive basketball at all.
Nowitzki left side. Again, the miss by Nowitzki.
Boy, he almost never misses that shot, guys. But you know he'll take it again if he gets another good look.
Count the basket.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Inside. Back to Curry. Pass to Barnes. Outside Matthews. Nowitzki with the screen on Thompson. Just 3 to shoot. Dallas, no good that time either.
And this is the thing. They're trying to battle back, but his erratic shooting is really hurting.
Here's Cunningham. And the Pelicans get it back.
The momentum continues to go their way. Pretty much the story of the game.
And that one's good, Barnes.
No doubt that is within his range.
I think that's exactly what you're looking for on the break. Finish right at the rim.
Curry against Holiday. At the elbow, it's Cousins. From 10 feet out, that one off the back iron and out. Mavericks trail by 17. That's a 2 from Barnes. Barnes with another miss.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
No, and it looked like he got a bit ahead of himself and just couldn't pull back.
Nowitzki, that's good. Basket number 5 on a 5 for 8 night shooting.
After an ice-cold start to this game, he is pouring it on here in the second half.
Holiday, the pass to Thompson. And Cousins kicks to Holiday. New Orleans moving it around. Here's Davis, and stolen by Nowitzki. Pass to Barnes. It's Cunningham with the rebound. New Orleans leading by 15. And Holiday kicks to Davis. And it's Davis with the jam.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
You're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk. All of it perfect. Curry against Holiday. Curry dishes to Matthews. Over to the left wing. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. That's in there. Davis with the assist. And the Pelicans lead by 19.
And I love that the instant that steal was made, they were out in the open floor.
Aggressive and active from start to finish there, both with their defense and in transition.
Here's Noel. Dallas again missing. New Orleans gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Down low, it's tipped. Davis, the pass to Cunningham. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That'll be his second foul of the game. It's Matthews on the wing. He's covered by Thompson. Back to Barnes. His 3-pointers off the mark.
He's cold from deep. 0 threes in the second half after hitting just 1 in the first.
Thompson against Matthews. They get it back, and Cousins throws it down.
And doing some dirty work on the offensive glass.
And then follows it up, Greg, with heavy-duty jam on his mind with a terrific putback. And Noel kicks to Matthews. On the wing, Barnes. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Berea's checked in. Pelicans leading by 21. Outside Holiday. Thompson outside. Feeds it to Cousins. Matthews with the steal. Looking to end the drought. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
That's a tenacious drive by Wes Matthews, being rewarded for his aggressiveness with a trip to the stripe.
Of course, we've seen more teams look to expand their offenses and stretch teams out. You can't analyze the NBA now without using the word spacing to look at a play.
Yeah, it almost makes you feel like perhaps that post play is being phased out of the game. I don't like that. To me, some of my best memories is watching Hakeem Olajuwon deliver the dream shake on the block, or Patrick Ewing, overpower somebody. What's your take? I mean, do you think this is something that is simply cyclical, Kevin, where the post play is out of it, or do you see a time where maybe it comes back in?
Well, you've talked about the influence of a Steph Curry and what his long-range shooting means for all these young kids playing on playgrounds around the world.
Right.
They're intrigued by it. They're going to work at it. They see future glory for themselves.
Correct.
I think spacing is here. I think seeing players move without the ball, cutting without the ball, enjoying the passing, enjoying the dribbling. They're bringing in parts of the game which are so eye-pleasing, so fun to watch, and I'm sure it's fun to play, too.
No question. I think, obviously, there's something so exciting to the team making the three and so demoralizing to the team that's having it done to them.
Think of how few players are the size 7-footers, 6'8", 7'2", that have that kind of size that can play that kind of game. You're talking about a very small number.
You're 100% right.
A lot of 6'2", 6'1", 6'3" kids out there,
no
boys
question.
and girls that can play that kind of game.
We keep talking about Steph Curry. Draymond Green may be revolutionizing the NBA as much as Steph Curry.
Yes, good point.
Boy, the feed inside has got to be perfectly placed. It nets him 2 points. That's nicely done.
Holiday dishes to Thompson. Davis kicks to Holiday. Shot clock at 6. Thompson with it. Matthews covering. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy.
And that tells you a lot about why the score is where it is. Lazy defense.
Now, this is only going to get uglier if they keep giving him that kind of space from behind the arc.
Here's Davis. Yes, and the foul.
Good.
Nowitzki. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. Dwight Powell's checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. And a moment now to discuss injuries, something, Doris, that all teams have to deal with, and most players as well from time to time. Let's get your take on what's the key to staying healthy.
Well, I think obviously most professional athletes realize that they have a limited window with which to make money with their body. And so if you are smart from the time you enter the league going all the way through your career, you're doing the right things. You're getting the proper rest. You're paying attention to nutrition. You're getting massages, you're going to the chiropractor, you're taking all kinds of both proactive and preventative steps to stay healthy. From a league perspective, this is obviously crucial because they know that the players are their most important commodity. And so you're starting to see individual teams and organizations track the movements of their players, both in practice and in games. That kind of data is critical because if you see somebody wearing down, if the data is in fact telling you, okay, Dwayne Wade has run far too much in the last week, let's dial back practice. Let's sit him one game. I think the key is just continue to use data and continue to use what we now know and what we will know in the future to try to protect guys.
Cunningham gets the bucket.
You know, that's strong teamwork, leading right to the basket. He put it in the shooting pocket at just the right time.
To the wing right side. The baseline J. Tries again. And no problem from Noel as he finishes at the rim. Noel's got 20 points.
And really an alert play on the glass there to get that second chance opportunity. He's having one of those games that we've really grown accustomed to seeing him put forth.
And he's back-to-back games like this. He is on a tear, competing with every ounce of energy he's got.
Cunningham gets the bucket.
And this collapse we've seen by their interior defense, it's really the reason why they've struggled and are in such a hole.
Their D is getting chewed up. It's time for someone to step forward, put their foot down, and put a stop to these easy baskets.
Stolen by Holiday.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for New Orleans.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over. And as usual, great numbers and a dominant display for DeMarcus Cousins. Every time there was a big possession or a big play, he was a major contributor. Just a great all-around game.
First free throw is good. Well, the league is always looking, Doris, into every possible angle to make precise calls, to give it more precision, more efficiency, more validity. What do you think about some automated assistance for officials?
You know, I'm not sure about this one. What I would say is when we go to the replay center, if it's sort of a small call out of bounds at the end of game, whatever the case may be, I would like to see those officials back in the replay center make that call, communicate it, and let's move on. I think the pace of play would be helped.
They've almost perfected, though, the time it takes to put it up in front of the officials at the game and the view from the center in Secaucus.
They've done a really good job, and again, a case in point where the NBA is proactive trying to improve the game.
Yeah, it's the best of all professional leagues, I think.
No question.
Omer Ashe, he's checked in for Cunningham. Moore passes to Monty Eunice. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
Donatas Motiejunas. Taking 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And he misses the third. .46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's a screen. Monfort kicks to Harris. And Ashe sends it back. Wow! And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Ashe. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession.
And you know what? Just a little too much heat on that pass for him to come up with the steal.
You know, I think in his mind he was already going in the other direction, but you have to make the play first.
Nice open look, but it's no good. And the Pelicans with possession here. Moore dishes to Pondexter. Pass to Ashe. Pick up by Hill. Motiejunas in the post. Noel on him. And the rejection by Noel. Here's Munford. So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, DeMarcus. Congrats on the win. We know how intense you are on the floor, but it looked like tonight maybe you're having a little fun out there.
That's the thing. I'm just trying to come out here and have fun. I got a lot going for myself, and I'm too blessed to be out here frowning all the time. So I'm going to try to keep a smile on my face.
Well, it's a good look for you, man. Congrats again. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And Ernie Johnson is still in the building, folks, for the postgame show. Coming up next,
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And with this one in the books, we're ready to present our Jordan Player of the Game, DeMarcus Cousins.
We know there's an edge to DeMarcus Cousins' game, and that edge was even sharper than usual tonight. I love his back-to-the-basket game, and now he displays the three-point shot. He displays finesse and power at its best.
It's amazing how often he was able to slash right through the defense and get to the rim for an easy deuce. Come on, man. They couldn't stop his penetration, Ernie. All those points he racked up from the paint made a big difference.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. It's a long line at the buffet, though.
Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Oh,
I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.